cool. I just made a post and I said, going live at 8, be there or be dead. So I just threatened the entire audience with,
Well, if they ain't using a red,
then they're dead. It's the whole fucking podcast. Like,
Yeah, it's live. Yeah.
it's the floor.
it's live?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm nervous. I'm so scared. Why can't? Oh, haha. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, just make sure
Oh,
you
damn, dude. We got some music playing and everything. Damn. Okay. I'm gonna act like an actual adult. I think it looks good. It's pulled up. We're better than Blizzard launching a video game, so that's a positive. No server crashes here yet.
We have 10 people watch. I'd be happy.
I'm only settling for a minimum of 200. 200 or none. If it's not, if we don't have 200 people by 8:01, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's too much. Cool. I rallied the troops via Facebook, so we'll see. I feel like such a boomer saying that.
I sent the post on Telegram on Discord.
We can stall a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go jerk off. Be right back. Possum of Destruction. Hell yeah. I'll interact with the people. Alright, I've got some stuff here. It's 8 o'clock.
Oh shit!
Is this-
It's rage.
Oh shit, son! The original Blade Master himself. Ragefire the Red. Definitely have to get him on here to talk one of these days for sure.
Okay.
100%.
I already talked about it. Him and Rothmore.
That would be very good. I would like to have a special guest at least, every time. Be kind of cool. So the main thing I'm going to focus on today is talking about how to blow off your shots while using the res.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when people hit you, if you just like call out some kind of body part, and you just make it seem like you didn't get hit, you just gaslight them into thinking they didn't hit you, and you don't have to take the shot.
Mhm.
So
Oh man, it was all glove.
all glove. You just got to call something.
Yeah.
Even heralds will tell you that. No shit, they know.
Yeah, they know.
They know how to win.
It's part of it. It's part of the excitement.
They know how to win the tournaments now. Shh, everybody, be quiet. Shh, 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 shh. Get out of here, Dad. You're not supposed to be listening. Don't tell my secret. Now everybody in tournaments will be watching me to see if I'm blowing off shots, which I am, for the record. 100%. Hello. Oh, look at everybody being so punctual today at 8 o'clock. Yeah, we got the legendary archer Shay in the chat.
Is
You know
that
who
the Shay Terrason in the
The-
chat?
The turret of Terra? Yes, Damon, that
The
is
Bane of Regs.
the bane of our existence. As a matter of fact, she's not even allowed in this podcast. She's that dangerous. Get her out. This is a red podcast. We don't like arrows. Leave now.
No, we like the turret. We like the turret.
When it's on our team, not on the other team. That's one of the things I'm gonna go over at some point. I'm gonna be like, look, if you're a red and you're like on the line and you see a bunch of archers and poles, just make yourself exit the line and go somewhere the fuck else, and you'll be okay. Don't fight in that line.
You'll be useful somewhere else.
That's what I do. I'll dip in a heartbeat. I'll tell people immediately. I'm like, do not count on me saving your life. I will let you die. Cool. Well, you got your 10. There you go. We're already at 10. We haven't even started, so
Hell yeah.
it's gonna be a good day.
Where do
But-
you see the amount of people watching?
At the bottom. So, yeah. But we've got to get to 200 by 8:05, or else I'm out. I'm leaving. So it's just if it's not a minimum of 200 people watching, I can't. So, cool. We're just kind of chilling. We know you guys can hear us, but we're just kind of hanging out to let everybody that's going to roll in before we start doing introductions and kind of run into things. So just hang tight, enjoy my smooth, crispy voice, and stick around.
We need you to do a exclusive vocals for the end of the podcast.
I will. I will definitely do it. For sure. Stay tuned to the very end for a special treat. It's me dancing butt naked in my room.
Yes.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Part of the Patreon.
Where I take copious amounts of naked pictures with various swords.
It's the heaven tier.
It is the heaven tier. You gotta pay extra. For $20.99, I'll send my bathwater in the tub that I don't own. Shower water. Ooh, somebody's asking me for a link. I guess I should send them the link.
It's the
Alright.
legendary Avias.
Whoa, yet another Blade Master has joined. I want to get him on here as well. Because if there's anybody that should be talking about two-handed swords, it's that man. I think most people that are in here that know anything about two-handed fighting can tell you that they probably were inspired by Avias as they were picking up the thing. I know I was many years ago.
Facts.
Like, that was the OG. And plus, he's got like a really good video on cometrylarp.com, like their TikTok, I think, or maybe Facebook page. He's got like a really good video of him just making people look dumb.
That javelin though.
That first kid was from my local college. He
Oh
was,
no.
Like 2 months in the sport.
Well, you know,
And I talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, the leg shot didn't hurt me at all, so we can remove the rumors of the hurtful leg shot."
there's always somebody that's complains like that.
Crazy.
I'm sure at the end of this, there's gonna be tons of people that are just like, "You guys don't know what you're talking about." And I'm like, "Yeah, no shit. Just do what I want.
That's right.
Blow off my shots. That's how I win."
Blow up the shots and hit people.
Right? Just yell red really loud.
Step 1. 2 hands on a weapon.
Step 2,
Yell red.
don't take anything. Glove, head, toe,
Armor.
armor 2, armor 3. And when they call you out, yell at them.
Yeah, we're gonna show faces.
Yeah, we're
We're just
getting,
Charge complete.
we're just being dumb, kind of getting everybody, let them run in there since we get into our intros and stuff. And then we will actually talk about sword fighting.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm
Oh,
waiting
no.
for Vice to just get sponsored by Warrior at this point. Because Dyer made another TikTok about just everyone wearing Warrior gloves, and Bacon was in it, and it's just like 5 segments of her just stabbing the shit out of people.
I did just order some warrior gloves. I think.
They're sweet.
I don't even use gloves. I use my skin.
What are you, third?
What do I not have nerve endings in my knuckles?
Yeah, basically.
Dude,
It's
I've
made of a different breed.
I have fought, I fought with Murray for a while, and I shit you not, one day my gloves were so old that the foam came out of the knuckle, and when I tell you he hit me in my hand so fucking hard, it just spazzed out and dropped what was in it, and I looked down and the whole piece of foam was gone. It was the worst pain. I will never not use gloves. Ever.
Guess who's at my local practice now?
I'm gonna say it's Murray or
Oh, yeah.
Datsun, Blade Master Datsun now actually.
Blade Master Datsun. I also have Blade Master Ragefire, and I also have Blade Master Prentice Bacon.
Stacked. Stacked.
Gloves are a requirement.
Don't need to wear gloves if your shoulders too. Damn! Shots fired. Oh, way to call out Sir Blade Master Arden the disabled.
Yeah.
Fucking. I'll be back. I bought a brace.
You need to get a handicap belt flag.
Alright, we'll start it up in a minute. 8:10.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go. It's time to... Oh, it's gonna be a fun stream. No, I'm gonna get the shoulder fixed. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get a robotic arm like Jax. Alright, I think I'm good on my end. Everything's set. Rocking. One of these days we'll have a cool animated intro, but it's not going to be today.
Alright, going showing faces.
Boom. Okay. Right on.
Alright, Arden, it should start us off.
Well, everybody, thanks for just hanging out tonight. This is the first iteration of Red or Dead podcast. We're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff. Not really having a game plan, but that's not important. We're going to make it happen. It's going to be fun. We'll start things off with just everybody introducing themselves. I will go last because I'm not ready. I need to think of what I'm going to say. So I will let Damon be the first. Sir Damon. Yeah, Sir Damon, you'll be the first to explain who you are.
Awesome. I'm Sir Damon. Been fighting since 2008. Took a hiatus for a bit. Came back in 13 or 14. Did a little stint with the Iron Wolves before, coming to my senses and Sons of Terra. Started red fighting in 19 or 18. Haven't looked back since. Alright, Fox.
I'm Blade Master Prentice Fox. I'm in the Kodos, Keepers of the Obsidian Stag. Started in 2013. Serva, who's now in Sons, got me into it. And said, hey, you want to hit Nerds of Foam Sticks? I was like, of course I do. Absolutely gonna do this. And I did lacrosse in when I was younger, so gravitated towards Red Sword. Haven't looked back since. Red Bane since 2013.
Dope. I guess it's up to me now.
It is.
So my name is Sir Blade Master Arden, currently the disabled, but normally the able. So I have been fighting for 12 years, I think. Originally was doing the old I'm a cool elf warrior, and then did that for a while and ended up joining Sons of Terra, Terra, and have been doing red for pretty much the past, 8 years of fighting. So, yeah.
Cool.
So what do we want to dig into first? We've talked about, let's recap Winter War.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, you got knighted.
I
That's a
did.
big accomplishment.
I did. I don't know if I deserve it. Probably 5 years, 4 years, I think. Yeah.
Before COVID.
Yep. So did that. I mean, that was a fun journey. There's a lot of. I don't know, for those of you who don't know what goes into going into like being knighted and stuff. Obviously your knight kind of comes up with their own stuff, but my lineage, Warrior of the Drawn Sword was very, I guess, detailed. So there was like 4 pages of just stuff to, run through, and it was a good journey. The trial was absolutely insane, and I wanted to die.
I kind of did die, actually. I threw up.
Sir Damon did die. Multiple times, actually.
Felt good, though. Felt good.
No, it's I threw my shoulder out the first of the 3v5s. Literally the first fight. I had one goal for the whole event. I was like, if I can just get past the 3v5, I'll be okay. But I went to hit Paolo, and he checked me, and immediately wrecked my shit. And I was like, well, I guess we're doing this one-handed. So, pretty much did that for the entirety of the thing. But it was fun. I mean,
Yeah, you guys did it.
We did it.
That was a hard trial. That was rough.
that was a rough one.
We were supposed to
It
do
was-
2 more groups, too.
Shut up, Damon. We did not. We were supposed to do one. Matter of fact, we weren't even supposed to do that. We chose to do that one.
Yeah.
That's true.
They were like, you guys don't need to do this. And I was like, boys, we can do it. So, that's why we did it.
That's right.
No, we were supposed to do 3. But
Yeah. We probably would have died then. Let's be honest.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did tell Braun, I was like, if you stop these fights, I'm gonna fight them until I literally die. Like, actually die. But, we pulled it out. It was fun. That was just a tough fight. Like, those that didn't see the fight, it was me, Damon, Picnic versus Sir Fane, Sir Blademaster Fane, Paolo, Warlord Rock, Warlord Nip, and Collister. I don't know if is he a knight?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, Sir Collister. Yeah. So it was a pretty, and Fane had a 8-foot pole, and makes my butt sore every time he uses it. So it was a tough fight. They beat the shit out of us for a good, I don't know, 15 rounds, and eventually pulled one out. It was very, very fun in a painful way. But yeah, and Damon got 92, so he's got his chain. Show him the chain.
Yeah, let's look. Shit.
Look at that drip.
Oh, God, dog.
I want to see that drip. Look at that.
Matches the torque.
It's clean.
Hell yeah. Oh, I never noticed the detail in all of it.
Yep.
This is super nice. Super nice.
So what about that Blademaster trial?
That
That
was hard. So, I was supposed to do a trial with Dozer, but Dozer got injured in his nose. Could not fight. So mine's being postponed over Orc Wars. But the Blade Masters all agreed. They let me do the final trial of Master. So we had to fight all of the current Blade Masters. Was it until they were happy? You were on that side of the group. I was out there sitting what felt like hours.
I've got a better way to do that from here on out. Just
Is
I have an
it
idea.
include knee pads or
No,
blindfolds?
absolutely not. It includes spiked floors.
Oh, sweet, sweet.
Perfect.
My knees hurt for so many days after.
So, for those that don't know, like what goes into like Blade Master, I guess like the apprenticeship. It's something that we started 5 years ago.
Just about.
Yeah. This was the first group of people that moved up, and finally made it to the end. So it was good to kind of see that group of people go from the apprentice, path, and then now become like the masters. It pretty much, you're going to be doing a lot of kills, and then you're doing specializations. Can you beat spears? Can you beat other reds? Can you beat this, that? You go into, individual house trials for any kind of Blade Master. And then you eventually get to the final trial, which is where you just kind of get the shit beat out of you for, I don't know, 30 minutes. And you have a cool secret ceremony in the woods.
I was really waiting for us to get body bag, or
Oh, we
headbands
wanted
over
to.
our heads, or
Oh, we wanted to.
fire to the face, something.
I wanted to have like 8 horses and like tie you guys to the horses and like drag you through the streets.
That'd been fine.
No, I think I'll have to discuss this with the rest of like the Blade Masters, and obviously like you guys are part of the group too. Maybe switching it up to each Blade Master has a section, and they fight all of the apprentices just at different times, so that people aren't just waiting. If that kind of makes sense, as opposed to having one person just get hit, everybody's kind of fighting at once. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's kind of my thoughts. But yeah, congrats on getting there.
Hell
It's
yeah.
definitely an accomplishment.
And Orc Wars, I think almost everyone's going.
Orc
Everyone
Wars is
should
going to
go.
be amazing. They should.
We'll
It-
talk about that more later.
Sure.
But more about Winter War. I know that Ravenous had some trials. I didn't get.
I didn't see the Ravenous trials. I'm not sure exactly who went through the stuff. I was hoping.
Bambi. Spearman.
Oh yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, he's been one of the recruits for Super.
Did they Did they actually get footage of that? Because I would
I
like
was
to see
told
that.
they did. I haven't seen it yet, but they said they would send it to me.
Cool. I would definitely like to see that.
And then Evan had a bunch of trials. Bacon became a sentinel. Godfrey
yeah?
became a sentinel. Bacon actually had one of the fastest times ever. 21 kills. 21 rounds. Get kills.
Hacks.
I think Godfrey did around 40 or 50. And then Aurora did the scout trial, which is for Archer. Failed it, unfortunately, but he's ready to get it next time.
No, I mean that's sometimes you fail trials. That's the
Yeah, part of it.
sad truth of it.
And then Kodos did 2v2 trials, and Kid and Dirty Dan both passed. Happy with that. Finally
Nice.
secret.
I just want to say the name Dirty Dan makes me very happy.
Oh yeah.
Just, like
Such
I
a
wish that
good
could have
name.
been my fighting name. Dirty Dan.
Well, no, you're Jonathan, you remember?
Oh yeah, Jonathan Cena.
Do you guys know of any other trials? Did Suns do anything?
No.
No, we didn't do. We don't really do trials, so
You guys don't do trials?
no. We do one trial.
Yeah.
Secret trial. Secret trial.
That'll probably
But-
be next Winter War.
I still like the idea of like putting people on a boat and setting all the sons up on an island, and then driving them out to the island in a boat, kicking them in the water, and then they have to fight all of us on the island.
That's how
That's
it
what
should
I
be.
want.
Hell yeah.
I would love that. Yeah, I don't think there's any more trials though that I can think of. I think it would definitely be a good idea to dig into the red tournament tonight. I think that would be a good thing for sure.
Does chat know of any trials or anything that went on?
Maybe. I don't know. I felt like
Oh, there was the Evan Militia trial.
that's one.
Yeah, Haster, Wayward, Victoria, and Raph all did their. And
I actually watched that.
they had
Wayward.
to do a like fight on the field trial, and then they had to do a. My cat just explored a box and Foxville. And then they had to do a big port. Sweet. Incredible.
That's awesome. I always like watching Evan Light trials. Always fun. Very
Oh,
intense.
Blade passed his first Blade Master. 100
Hey.
kills.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Talent.
Is that the 100 kills?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. I heard about that too.
Yeah, he did it at one of the dirty events. Failed, but I was able to do it at Winter.
Nice.
People they underestimate like how many kills that is. Like it's a lot.
And you also have other people trying to block it too.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, no, both events, I was out there making sure Flint would fail.
There you go.
Yes.
Like, I mean, honestly, like, it may sound kind of toxic, and it shouldn't be, but like, Blade Master mentality is like, if you want to do Blade Master stuff, we expect anybody that does that to be on their A game. And so it doesn't matter if somebody is like trying to actively stop you from doing it. You should dig into your willpower and do it. So it doesn't matter if that spearman just keeps destroying you, shutting you down. Either move or figure out how to kill them.
Yeah.
And that to me is what, you know, kind of makes that Blade Master set aside.
Yeah.
I've always tried to explain it to people is like when you get into like the Blade Master, like I guess like trials and stuff, the whole thing that I want is if somebody calls themselves a Blade Master, when they step up in front of you, if 3 people are there, you step up and 3 people step back. Like that's the mentality that I like. But it's tough stuff.
Yeah, I've seen Blade Master Ragefire step up and a whole line.
For sure. So it's funny, like when you know like who some of the heavy hitters are, and you're like, you know, you become friends with them and stuff. You'll like see them on the field, and I personally would just like stop and just watch, and I'd be like, ooh, that guy's about to get it.
Get your popcorn out, get binoculars out. You're like, there's Ragefire. Oh, they're
Like
all
there's
dead.
been a lot of times where I'll see like Evias or like Rage or somebody, and I'll just kind of watch them, and somebody will, like walk up kind of like half. I was like, no, oh no, you got to go full bore on that one, or you're gonna get destroyed.
That's why I love having that linebacker mentality.
Yep.
Sit back, watch the line, and watch them slay.
I don't know if this is just like a me thing, but I know also in like two-handed fighting stuff. Do you guys have like the somebody's about to charge at me sense? I can see it in people's
Yeah.
fucking eyes. And I do talk shit to them, and I'm like, don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
There's a few that tried it against me at Kano and got fucked up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, ever since Braun put me in the dirt like 3 or 4 months ago.
In the tournament?
Yeah, like never happened again.
Nope.
I trained
It's
for a
a-
long time to get that.
You know, that's a part of like red fighting that I think is very underutilized. Because you know it's body checking without like a purpose is kind of dumb because it just kind of exposes you. But I think a lot of times like your biggest issue when you're fighting with a red is obviously going to be like a charging boardman as far as like how hard it is to beat. But if you can body check them and have good defense and like have technique to it, it's actually a really good way to stop from getting just murdered by somebody that just rushes at you with no purpose.
And if you
And
lay
they'll
them
always-
out,
Yeah.
people see it, they'll think twice.
Bro, let them get up. Lay them out and be like, get up, and then kill them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't body check outside of somebody rushing into me, but I think it's very heavily looked over, especially when it comes to just like people that are way under your size. Like just body check them.
Yeah.
But
You guys are playing Monster, right?
Monster Hunter?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know the great sword move where it has a big great sword and then it does like shoulder check continues. I do that with the buckler. It's fun.
Yeah.
I don't expect it.
See, I'm a
I used-
longsword main, so I just knock everyone over.
Combo.
I'm
Oh,
that
my
guy.
teammates are tripped. Oh, where's the hunting?
No, I think moving into like later podcasts, it would be cool to, you know, dissect some like shot. One of the things that like I'm pretty, I guess like passionate about with Red is like teaching people that you don't just learn shots. Like learning shots doesn't make you a good Red. Learning why you throw shots to set up stuff is what makes you a good Red. Like I could show somebody a spin shot all day, but there's a right way and a right time to throw it, and if you don't know it, it's not gonna make you better. But we'll take it
Alright,
another day.
cool. Were there any other trials we thought of? Okay, believe
I
about
can't
it.
think of anything.
Nope.
I don't think anyone else became a squire or anything like that.
Nope. I don't think so. If they did, they didn't speak up about it.
Yeah.
Charge complete.
Alright, I guess we can move into the tournaments. At Winter War, Talon. Sir Talon. Is it Sir Apprentice now?
Yeah,
Oh,
joining Burning Duo.
that's
Very
awesome.
nice.
Kind of forgot about that. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so who... Are we doing a breakdown of just the red tournament? Is that the...
Yeah, I think
Cool. It's red or dead, not blue, red, purple, or dead.
Yes.
Whatever.
you make people purple.
Yes. A lot of people like will argue. They'll be like, "You can't bruise people." I'm like, "You've obviously never been hit with a red. It doesn't matter how much you pat it. If it hits you in your shin really hard, you're just gonna bruise it." But purple or dead.
Purple.
Changing the name. So who won red? That was who?
I think it was.
Was it Spicy?
Was it spicy?
I need to. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, Spicy. All right. Let's see the video.
Turn down the music.
Oh, are we gonna see it in a little delayed?
Little technical difficulties.
Sir Damon is the master of the stream.
Yeah, this looks like, according to Blacksmith YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm recovering over a cold.
I like how somebody in the chat was like, "Yeah, I'm a sword and border, and you like have to charge a red, and if you hesitate, you're gonna get destroyed," and that's 100% true. Got to go all in. Oops, all in.
And then you go to Florida and it's like, oops, all reds.
We don't have shields here.
The promised land.
They're on their backs.
Alright, I'll start her up. Just let me know if you want me to... Well, what'd you do to the camera?
Oh no.
Oh, looks like we lost Fox.
The goblins got it.
Alright, first episode's going to be scuffed. It's fine.
That's good.
Alright, he's back. He's back. He's back.
Yeah, sort of.
Are we good now?
Yeah, my mouse just disappeared.
Boys, we gotta stop streaming pornography while we're trying to play this stuff. It messes with your bandwidth. We talked about this.
Sorry, I'm on it. Alright, I'm playing.
Winter War 2022.
Ooh, that was clean.
Dalwhinnie Fields. Belagarth rule set.
So, one of the things I noticed, so the guy in blue, I'm a big advocate of keeping your tip down, no pun intended. Like when you have your tip straight up in the air, it's good for counterattacks. Like if you think about it, it's like this is the sword. If it's pointed at you, like even if it, obviously you're not just pointing it straight, but kind of at their neck.
Yeah.
There's multiple things you can do, and that means that your opponent thinks that there's multiple things you can do, right? So if I put my sword here, only thing I can really do is swing it down, and to your opponent that should be more predictable than straight on, to where you could stab, swing the left lane, right lane, low again. If you got it straight up, it limits what you can kind of throw from. So I never like it when people pull in really close and keep their tip up. They lose their range too. So, and obviously like Bacon took advantage of that and use it against them.
Plus, it keeps them far away if you forward. Tip up, run it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you take your threat away, you know.
Yeah. We have a long weapon for a reason.
Right. Like I said, it's great counterattack. Like if you got that sword straight up, like it's gonna be a quick return, but you kind of see where the return is gonna go. You know,
Yeah.
like so
You could
it
just
has.
have a high block, and you could just kind of cover every angle. It'll run in there and get there.
Yeah, I would in that situation when I see people set up with like a higher guard, I can almost guarantee if I just kind of come in with the watershed kind of style
Yeah.
block, you could eat the stab really hard if they sell a fake, but again, that's two predictable shots as opposed to multiple lanes and a stab. So, food for thought.
Yeah, it's one of the first things it teaches.
And we're talking
Yeah.
more of like the Malkin stance, right?
Yeah, yeah. I would say anything in greatsword fighting can be effective. To be 100% clear, like it's just I say in general that's easier to read. So.
Yeah, for me, it's all delayed from the YouTube. I can't see how with you guys.
I can see it even if it's a little delayed. I noticed that like every time Bacon pump fakes, he naturally pulls his guard straight up.
Yeah.
So, like you see how slow his return is in that? He pulled his sword back, and he wanted to return to the leg, so he had to go up and then way down because of how he started his block. As opposed to keeping it in the middle, he could have just chopped down.
Do we want to watch this at like half?
Yeah.
Yeah, notice every time she pump fakes, he pulls up.
Yeah. Easy. Oh.
Yep.
Shoulder.
Plus, when you pull your guard in really close, it makes your margin of error much different. Because the further out your sword is, you can block it a little better. When it's this close, you got to be precise to block it. So, and that's why he ate the shots. There's good footwork on Bacon too.
Being lefty does.
Yeah, I know. I have to remember that whenever I fight her. It's like she's a lefty.
Yeah. So we got Spicy versus Blue.
Okay. So Spicy's kind of got the right stance that I like. He's going for sword swats to throw her off. And attack on the side. Is that a Simo? Imagine that. Trying to see who is it just one Spicy and the first one did not go through? Or is it 1-1?
I think it was. This is only a second. I think it was Simo that
Yeah, we'll go
won
back.
the Blue.
Yeah.
When I herald, I was trying to point it to people watching videos.
I just want to see what's up. How... We'll stop it at the end of every round, you think? Like, and then recap it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So he wants a blade beat.
Yeah.
I don't.
I talked to Blue later about this, and they said that because Blue and Spicy had a first 10 at Eltane, and maybe it was just bars, but Blue had won very well.
Yeah.
Blue felt super confident, and that confidence.
I think one thing that I'm kind of confused on too, and I'm just gonna kind of break it down from looking at like Spicy's like stance. One of the things that I'm noticing is his blade beats. He's swinging the same direction that he's swatting the sword, and he's not carrying the momentum to return opposite side. So, if you think of it like this, you've got your sword up, and you swat it. You don't want to swat it toward the direction that you're going to throw. You want to swat it and then go down the lane that you're getting out of. I don't know why he did that, but it's interesting. This whole fight's a little weird.
They're calling it 1-1 now.
That's what it looks like. Whatever. Yeah, so he wants a blade beat. So, yeah. Oof.
Is this better for you guys to hear me? People are talking about how I was talking too low.
Yeah, that's perfect now.
That's way better. Way better.
We'll slow this one
Got
down.
my my Rock Band microphone all set up now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gonna sing us a little tune? So yeah. Okay, so it comes in, tags arm, block, hit in the hip. Yeah, I'd say Spicy got that one. Looking at it from like a, I guess like technique perspective. One of the things that I've noticed a lot when people try to get those blade beats, like, and if you don't know what that is, it's smacking the sword obviously in a direction to open up a lane. You can tell that Spicy wants to do that pretty much every fight. One of the things you can do to combat that is to pull your sword back and kind of predict that he's going to do that. And sometimes you can catch them off guard because they're kind of swinging at something, expecting to get a hit on something, and then when they whiff, it kind of leaves them open a little bit. But obviously, like that didn't happen there.
Yeah, I like to stab people when they start play bidding.
Right.
Makes it very easy. Yeah, I think blue should have just disengaged and not
Agreed.
ran
Yeah.
in.
A step back is very underutilized in like foam fighting in general. Like when people like they'll see like a cool spin shot or something. I'm like, if you're getting murdered by stuff or you're confused or you don't really like feel comfortable in that engagement, take a step back and just reset the fight. Like what's going on here?
So this is me versus a newer fighter in my local area named Ash.
Catch him?
Yeah. Nah. So Ash and I spar quite regularly.
Okay.
And
That's a good.
he told me that I was the last person he wanted to fight.
That's a what he did is a really good move
Oh, the block
actually.
to spin. Yeah.
I would like to see that again in a second. That's actually a really good disengage.
I didn't realize I'm wearing my checkerboard pants. They don't show
Oh,
up well
yeah?
on camera. They're just kind of blurry. So I won by technicality because he stabbed my leg, and I stabbed his chest. But those are rules.
So I want to talk about his return, that spin, and why it was good.
Yeah, it was sweet. I saw it start, and I was like, I'm not dealing with
So,
that.
so he obviously wants to stab, and he, he's threatening it really hard, and he's probably baiting that stab because that's something that I would definitely do is throw the stab to throw the spin. Yep. So from that angle where he's at, his fastest move is a spin. Like that's the best shot he could throw. He caught the block. There's nothing else that he could have thrown. That would have been his fastest that spin, and then it disengaged the fight, which is a really good thing.
Oh yeah. I was proud of him for it.
Like that's clean, and it looks pretty too.
Yeah.
And get fucked.
Stab.
It's one of those where you're trying to breathe and you go, oh!
Yeah. Yeah, I cocked my angle a little bit to get that right angle to get snuck up in there. It was not fun.
That's good. I was just gonna be them talking about stuff.
Oh, let's skip dude.
Yeah, just get. Let's go. So
It was Rohan and I don't know that person.
I don't either.
He's with 13. I don't remember his name. He's a nice guy though. He's just a big boy.
It's very interesting stances.
Yeah, Rohan likes to have that forward fool's guard
Yep.
to just bait whatever comes at her. And I don't think Rohan's getting the correct attention to it that she wanted.
Well, I liked her step to go in, and
Yeah.
it gave her some good information. If you notice when she did that, he immediately swung at her, which should tell her is whenever she goes to throw something, he's probably going to counterattack like he just
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Is he overhand?
I hope not.
I think he is.
It makes my butt
Oh,
hard.
he is.
Ugh.
I hate that. I don't want to be here anymore. But yeah, like getting information, like Rohan got the right information. And it's probably a little weird seeing somebody fight like that because I could tell you like that is definitely an odd stance to take.
Yeah, if you're
Overhand,
like
overhand.
8 foot plus, I could see it.
Sure.
If you're doing amp guard, but
Well, wouldn't
Not
it
at
only
all.
leave your? Wouldn't his only threat be, say, her right side?
It is 100%.
Yeah.
He has
or
no
really
stab.
awkward stabs.
Yep. I could almost bet you if I didn't see the video firsthand, I would say he's just gonna hammer one side really, really hard.
Yeah.
Stab would have probably been the best move she could have done right there.
I think she's using a shorter than 65.
She probably is.
I think that's what her issue is right now. Maybe it's a 4.5.
Yeah, you notice how he just kind of hammers down the one side. It's really the only shot he's got, realistically. I think probably the best thing that Rohan could have done was kept that fool's guard and just turned it into like that watershed block
Yeah.
and just kind of protect that whole side and then just go under the weapon. Because if she's got it there first, he's going to have to go over the top. He can't really cut that inside lane and just push in, tap, tap, tap. I don't know what
Orc
the fuck's
saying that Rohan's is a 60. 5 foot.
See, I'm a big dumb idiot, and when people tell me like 60, 48, whatever, I don't know what it is. I'm just like, it's a 5, a 5.5.
Yeah.
A
We
4.
can use foot numbers instead of inches.
I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina, where numbers are made up, and it doesn't matter.
Edumacation's not the best.
Yeah, we don't do no book learning.
All right, this is Shinzo and. Can't tell
Okay,
who
is that
is.
Rock? Maybe.
Yeah, that's Rock.
Okay.
Now Rock's known for his pole fighting, but I've actually never seen him fight before this event.
Yeah, I'd never met him before Winter War, but I really enjoyed fighting him when I did. He fought me in my Knight's trial a little bit and was pretty tough.
Yeah, that vertical stance for both of them.
Yep.
Lots of very committed fakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that's Talon's sword. I can't forget it. It's burned into my memory.
Did you touch it? It feels like paper. The
I have
fabric
not.
is awful.
I did not feel it.
Yeah, Rock's in no quarter.
You hear that, Talon? Next time I get to touch your sword, be ready.
It's such a weird fabric.
Yeah, so, okay.
Proud of Shinzo doing red though.
I got to spar him a little bit. He actually lives near my hometown, and he fights with my old kind of like group of people. And so I get to fight him sometimes when I travel home, and he's
Yeah.
definitely good to.
Oh,
pick
he's
it
a
up.
great fight every time.
All right, so that was.
Oh, Rock's also an apprentice to Melkin. Forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I did not know
okay.
that. Interesting. I think now that somebody said that, I remember that was posted. Again, I'm a big dumb idiot, so
Okay.
I forget things.
Between the three of us, we have one brain.
Right.
Aren't you supposed
Oh,
to
no,
know all
but-
this stuff, Arden?
Look, if anybody that knows me is just like he just hits people. Like, don't let him try to think.
He's pretty. He sings good. And he hits
It's
people. That's all.
pretty much it.
Yeah, I remember Rohan versus one more time his name. Crixus. Took a while. They're going back and forth.
Is that who that guy is? Crixus?
That's what chat's saying. His name's Crixus.
I totally read that as citrus.
There's an X in there.
Right. Letters are a thing.
Education.
Gaffney.
Yeah, so she's got the lower guard again. See, he switched his stuff up. Like, look,
Okay,
like his
now
his guard's
he's
different.
super tall, super high, left foot forward,
So
and
if
left
I,
hand top. Yeah.
right.
Interesting.
So if I were Rohan, I would bring my guard up higher, and I
Oh
would
yeah.
turn it into that that horizontal block.
The
See, now he
super
switched it.
watershed.
Is he going double overhand even when he's vertical?
No, he just switched over to overhand. He was over under before.
Okay, that's so weird.
Now, whenever I do see him on the line, he's always fighting with like a 8 or 10. So maybe he just doesn't know or doesn't feel comfortable with short.
Yeah.
Still, nice guy. I had a couple conversations with him when I was heralding.
Huh.
Ooh, stab. Oh, almost a chest. Very pretty.
I'm just so thrown off by the double overhand. I would just try to stab the shit out of him like that. Like
yeah.
when that sword's up like that, especially if you have equal range weapons, like you know where his return's gonna be, and he has no range threat. Obviously, she can't do that because her sword's a little bit shorter than his, I think. But
yeah, he's also
Oh.
an extra foot taller.
Yeah.
So we got Damon versus Bane.
Oh god.
Yeah, Bane's in the Lakeland area of Florida. He's a newer fighter, maybe about a year or two.
Curious if this is the fight where I almost dropped my weapon.
Okay. Oof. That was clean.
Just standing there, no footwork.
That's a good fake. That was a good over the top.
Hip, arm, cool, clean.
I like that you use your momentum to carry it on into your strike on the opposite side. It was like a good carry. Which I actually don't throw those shots because I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I almost dropped the sword.
Ooh.
I look like
Yeah,
I'm
looks like he's
sleeping.
Yeah, you guys are standing pretty still.
That was after the trial?
Yeah,
Must have
had to
been.
be.
Yeah, this
Had
was
to be.
Friday.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you guys must have been beat. Oh, cross your legs. But one cool thing about Bane, he's the guy who posted all those really cool photos of everyone from Boffermania.
Yeah.
That's his stick.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, my profile picture on Facebook is from him.
So that was a really good bait from Damon.
Yeah, it was sweet.
In that one, he kind of baited the hey, I've got a horizontal guard, which kind of makes your opponent think that they can go for your shoulder, and you'll notice he just immediately pulled it into like the trigger block or like a watershed, whatever you know it as, and then crossed the body to the other side. It's a really safe shot because it's a short chop into a block into a cross. It's pretty easy to pull off, and it was a good bait.
So we got Blind, who's also from the same area as Bane. And is it
Telfair.
Telfar or Telfear? I always forget.
Telfair.
This is a fair dude.
Yep.
He is a fair dude.
He's a cool guy. I really like hanging out with him.
He's a very cool dude.
He's so tall.
He's a man. Okay. Kind of hard to see the angle. I'm gonna assume that Telfair got stabbed, ate the stab.
Yeah.
One of the things that I'm not seeing a lot of people do is safe casts, like to feel out an opponent. It seems like everybody wants to always just keep two hands on it, and if both of your ranges are equal, it's kind of puts you in a threat range, as
Yeah,
opposed
you
to
can
just
throw a
kind of.
cast and have that vertical upside down kind of block. That'll keep you really safe.
I've been doing a thing where it's like I'll have both hands on it and I'll pump fake down the right lane and then just shift my hands and let go and just cast straight down onto their opposite left lane to their forearm.
Yeah.
And it keeps me out of range of them really having to return. I think a lot of people in some of these like tournaments could be able to do that. Do some kind of cast to feel out their opponent because it should be a pretty safe shot in most cases.
Yeah, he's probably pretty close to 6'5".
Big boy.
Big dude.
I was gonna say thick, but I didn't know if that was an He's got such long arms too. Like,
Mhm.
should actually be kind of scary. Okay. This is
Ignatius and
I don't know what that is.
So that's Vidon. He's from my local practice. Very, very new. 3 months, maybe.
Okay.
I like how
Ignatius is also from my relative local practice. I go to so many different practices that everyone's from my local practice.
I just want to point out that Collister doesn't have a fucking belt. So can we all just draw attention to Collister's lack of a belt?
And his knee pad on his right ankle. So that's Zephyr in the purple. He is from the Watts days. Went, I think, to Chicago or some Midwest, and he came back maybe about 6 months ago. So technically been in the sport for a long time, but took a big break.
Yep, a knight with no belt and knee pad, backwards knee pad.
Yeah, we all thought in the crowd that Zephyr had just outright stabbed him in the nads and put him in the dirt. But,
Oof.
I think it's the next round it happens, but Collister pulled something harsh.
All right, so that's Gorg, Sir Gorg.
Playmaster, or Sir Playmaster Apprentice Gorg.
Right, Sir Playmaster Apprentice Gorg.
I do not know the other person's name. They told me, and I've already forgot.
I'm pretty sure they're in some kind of anime. Guaranteed.
Probably.
Are they the main protagonists?
65 versus Min.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, so it looks like a min. Oh, you cannot be that that cautious with that min. If you're gonna do a min in
The
a
whiff.
yeah.
Oh, the sneaky underside. Good shit, Gord.
Yeah, if you're gonna run a min in a like a what 5.5 and under,
Yeah.
you've got to commit. Like you've got to go in and like have a game plan and push in on them. If not, they're just gonna pick you apart from range. Like the first round, he just kind of like came in, stepped back, and then kind of sat there and Gorg ate him up.
Yeah, no, you gotta commit super hard.
See, like he's wanting to go for a stab, and Gorg outranges him. So pop. That's what body arm. Oh, here it comes. Whap!
Bye, sword. We got Crash and another guy from Lockwald. I do not know his name.
Okay. Can we run that back?
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
I want to see that again. I was halfway reading the chat because big dummy. Okay, so Crash has got quick feet. He's moving around. Maybe a little too jumpy, but that's all good. It's good to have good footwork. Okay, so
He's
Double-
just excited.
okay. So
Windmill into up into leg.
it looked like a windmill into another windmill. Like
Yeah,
two windmill
one,
fakes.
two.
1, 2, and then a low shot. I think if he would have pulled it to the hip, I think he may have actually been able to land that.
Yeah.
But I think he just went a little low.
He's also fighting a lefty. He
True.
fights Stetson all the time. I've never seen him do that against Stetson.
I will throw the round, like the full moon kind of like
Yeah.
thing against lefties, but it just depends on who it is. I don't really throw it against Stats, and he's got a very strong return on that left side, and I don't really like putting my sword way out of the way. But
Yeah, I don't like the pain.
so
Oh,
it's
good
pretty,
stab. Did it
it's
connect?
pretty good.
Oh, maybe whiff.
No. All right, so
Well, at least he got out of it scot-free. Oh. Footwork feints.
no.
It's really tall.
Oof.
Oh. Did I go through? Oh. Oh.
Standoff on my screen. I don't know how delayed it is, but
Yeah, there's gonna be a delay. We're gonna fix it next stream.
Yeah, it seems like about to be a 5-second delay for me.
Yeah.
one thing that I will say is the Lockwald fighter, when he throws, he pulls back really far,
Oh, yeah.
like really, really far, and
It's a
that
lot
kind of
commit.
yeah, that kind of goes into the like, it's a single sword fighting technique, but it's like predictable returns, knowing, you know, what your opponent's going to be able to return with, and if they pull back like that, like there's only one real thing that they can do. It's go in one direction. It's very predictable. Plus, I don't really feel like you need that much power to
No,
land
especially
a
in a
good
tournament with no armor.
right. Yeah, right. I would definitely like to see him bring the sword instead of going all the way back where his elbows are toward the sky. Just kind of pull back just enough to get the shot.
Yeah, like to close the face.
Yeah.
Get some clarification.
All right, so I see two swords straight in the sky.
Yeah, when you're armed, don't put your hand all the way up to the top.
No.
Yeah, there's no reason. You think it might protect you. You'd rather have the distance. Yeah, that was.
I would almost say if you're armed, that tip needs to be out as far in front of you as it can be.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
and that was
Range
the
is
right
your
move. That was the right move by Crash to go for the leg. That's an easy shot. That's the hardest thing that he would be able to block being one-handed because he can't really turn the blade over.
Yeah.
And it's already pointed at the sky, so good take.
Got Rohan versus Rat from GTG.
Is he from North Carolina or is he a Florida GTG?
He is not from Florida.
Okay.
Someone told me maybe New York. But Rohan's from Alabama. Technically there's one person in Florida left who's in GTG. And that's Toby, and he's in, I think, Saudi Arabia. He's in the military.
All right, so one guy's got his sword up toward the sky, which is obviously going to be a downward return is his fastest shot, and then Rohan's
Yeah, it looks
got
like it's like crossed over his chest.
Yeah,
His
I don't like
feet
that.
are a little crossed too. That's a little awkward.
I'm kind of curious to see where he's going to go, but I can almost guarantee it's going to be a straight, like,
Straight chop.
which I mean, Rohan's got the guard to block that, so
Yeah.
I would kind of just press in on him with that and just see what
Mhm.
they did.
Honestly, I would just throw in a two-hand stab from Rohan's perspective.
Yeah.
Bait that back leg and just rail him. Oh, whiff. Gotta fix the helmet.
All right, so now, yeah. Rohan is very quick on her feet.
So fast. Makes me tired just watching her fight.
And her biceps are probably twice as big as mine, so that's like another thing.
Yeah, no, it's
Just a little jealous. It's okay. I'll
honestly
get over
insane.
For sure.
it. More steroids. Cool. Got it. PEDs, what?
Yeah. Oh, Lugnut's here too. What's up, buddy?
I think if Rohan committed a little bit more instead of backing off, I think she would have finished him pretty quick.
Maybe she's
But-
worried about the fence.
She could be. I think she's feeling him out pretty good right here and just seeing what he's doing because he's a lot of times people will be kind of squirrely and what you don't want to do is go to rush in and they just throw some dumb thing really quickly in response and you just get caught off guard.
Yeah.
So she may be getting the information that she needs.
She's got enough footwork to juke him out of his shoes. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
that's what I'd be using.
So okay, it's a good fake.
There.
Did
Oh,
she get tagged there? Yeah, I think she got hit in the belly.
he's got some pretty long arms too.
Yeah, I don't like his guard.
It's weird. I feel like he imagines a buckler in his right shoulder.
But he's got his feet. Does he got right foot forward, left foot forward?
He had left foot forward for a little bit. Hands crossed over his chest. Rothgar, your fight's not even in this video, unfortunately.
Okay, so his feet. Look at his body. So his body right now is squared for like it was for
Yeah.
like a whole 3 seconds, completely squared.
Stab time.
Stab the shit out of them if they do that. If you ever see two people or you see somebody's feet and they're just side by side like that, stab the shit
Yeah.
out of them.
So good.
Make them taste their lunch. I think he has a min too.
Yeah, it looks pretty
Yeah, it does
small.
look small.
I think he does.
Yeah, I feel like Rohan had all the cards in this fight.
Yeah. I'm kind of just watching their feet at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he definitely wants a. You notice like he's not really throwing shots. Like he's just kind of waiting
wants to
for her to
engage.
throw. Right, and that is what that guard should normally tell you about the fighters that they want to counterattack you. I can almost guarantee when she swings, he's gonna start swinging.
You look at his hand movement too on the blade.
Yep.
I think he's switching up and down. It is 9:05. I know we want to do about an hour. Do we want to skip ahead a little bit?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go ahead. I mean, like
We're
I'm
gonna
cool
go-
with going.
Yeah, I love Rohan and
finals?
all, but
Get to the finals. Let's do the finals. Let's wrap. We can
yeah,
always
finals or
do.
semis. One of the two.
These are finals.
Okay.
I think it was Ignatius versus Spicy in the finals.
Forget. Okay, so
It's a lot of love.
look at all that love.
Damon, who'd you end up losing to?
I don't even remember. Oh, it's spicy.
Okay. I ended up losing to Vorn. Or long-lasting rivalry. He won this time.
Blade Master Apprentice form.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, spicy faked me with I call it the Malkin stance. So I put my guard up, then moved in, and he just dropped it down and cut me up across the stomach.
All right, so this is Spicy and Iggy. I personally haven't got to fight Spicy a whole lot, so I can kind of just only go off of what I see. But same thing with Iggy, really, at least with the red. Them boys like to hop, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah, he likes to move around a lot.
I don't know what that fucking jump was. But both of them did it. I don't know if that was just like a hey, let's go or what, but all right. So they've got swords are pretty okay. They're not
Lots of squatting.
right. Obviously, this is just kind of taking in information. They're not really going for anything. They're just more or less doing the dance. Yeah, they kind of are mirroring each other, really. All right. I would have probably pushed Iggy right there when he took his hand off the weapon. I'm wondering what he's gonna do. That's so strange.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe
I'm
he
not-
was just trying to bait him to come in and change momentum, but
That's the only thing I could think of because I don't know if you anytime you've got the red and you take one hand off of it, it's gonna definitely hey, that looked like a good stab.
ooh,
That's clean. I don't like the taking the hand off earlier, but that was a clean, good stab. Uh, huh. Okay, so that's one Iggy.
yeah, I think.
Okay. I feel like Spicy could have definitely read that a little bit better. I mean, he had his whole Iggy had his whole body down and his sword tip pointed directly at him. There's only one direction that he could go with that shot. Like it had to be a stab. But sometimes you eat them. Okay. Round 2, one Iggy. Okay. So now it looks like Spicy's kind of got like the rage meter full, and he's definitely
Yeah, a
wanting to
little-
press. He's
little
like,
pep in
okay,
his step.
right. He's got the threat meters full.
And Iggy's fighting lefty, which is
He's fighting lefty, or he is
he's
fighting.
lefty. He is naturally righty, but when he picks up righty, he fights lefty.
Huh. Interesting. See, I would have probably wanted to let Spicy push me more because I feel like when you're charging in with a red, it's a lot easier to make mistakes. I don't know. I feel like he could have threatened a stab. Probably would be his best option. But 1-1. I think some people in chat are worried about like their gloves and stuff. I've had good use of the lacrosse gloves with the rigid thumbs that have like the really hard thumb, but you never know. Like,
Yeah,
sometimes
Nemesis Pros has been one most people using on this coast.
you need a hard thumb. Like that's you
Yeah.
need a glove with a hard thumb.
Mm-hmm. For speed fighting, not necessarily protecting my thumb, I use Brian Super Lights. Like for Smornboard and stuff.
Yeah.
They're sweet. But for Red Nemesis Pro is really good. Forget the brand, but Mac Daddies. I just always remember it because it's funny. Those are good.
Mac Daddies.
And then there's the STX that have the that really hard plastic over that you can see. But some people always swear about hockey gloves. I just hate the little hole that's in the hockey glove thumb. I always get stuff stuck in it and stabbed in there, so I'd stop using them.
Okay, so they're
They're dancing.
definitely they're dancing. Spicy wants to make a move.
Yeah.
He's definitely
so
got the stance.
crunched up.
He wants to make a move. Not quite sure what he's wanting to get by crunching down like that. I think that may be just from him using red a specific way.
Yeah, using a buckler with it.
Yeah.
It's like arm, body, and then one from Iggy.
Hmm.
Definitely a lot of confusion there. I know they were talking about this for a long time.
I would have just been like,
And,
run it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just do it again. It's that confusing. If you're the best red fighter at Winter War, then win it
If it
again.
ain't clean, it ain't good.
That's right.
But sometimes,
Okay, let's see here.
you know,
Okay.
they talk about it for a good 4 minutes or something. The rest of the video is just them fighting.
I'm really trying to figure out what type of information Spicy's trying to get by doing the step and then the crunch down. He's obviously trying to do something, and if not, it's a very it's a very obvious like tell that he's about to do something. So he's either meaning to do it or
Yeah.
he doesn't know he's doing it.
I really just want to cast to his leg
Yeah.
when he crunches, because his foot movement stops. So maybe head or shoulder, and then
Can we run that back one more time? I was watching Spicy shots and not Iggy shots. I'm just kind of
I
curious.
think that's the one that Iggy was posting after the event,
Okay, so let's see.
the
where it looks
meme
like,
around the world.
yeah,
I'm gonna watch Iggy. So
I don't want to get too much of the politics. Just how
Right.
they're fighting.
right, yeah. I don't care who ends up winning. We're just gonna talk about like what it looks like and the fights behind it, like the science
Yeah.
behind it.
Iggy's doing this little like roll step in and bounce back.
Yeah.
It's good for information, but not good for throwing shots.
I feel like. I mean, it definitely looked like shoulder on Spicy, but if not, if it wasn't shoulder, then Iggy's dead. But I really want to know why he's doing that step like that. Because normally I would think that the goal would be to make them like meet you like somewhere, like with your guard or something. Like he's getting low, he's crunching up, but he just keeps doing it, and I don't know if that's just his step or what, but.
I think that might have been the last fight, and they just talk about it.
Oh, is it? PJ.
So if you want to keep scrolling forward,
Yeah, once we get done with this, we'll kind of wrap it up.
yeah.
Since they're. Though I could just keep doing this, but. Save some for next time. Okay, so. Tips are a little higher.
big engage.
Okay. I want to see the final fight. Because this is giving me literal cancer right now. like goddamn.
Okay, I think that was the final fight.
Okay. So, fucking screenshot that.
Just the.
Okay, so that's the final. So they just argue about it? Is that the deal?
Yeah, looks like they're.
That's fucking lame. I don't know. If it takes that much talking about it, then just run it back. Unless people know for sure what happened. Because obviously, like, nobody was on it.
Unless it's a noob tournament,
Yeah.
you should know what happened.
Right. Okay, so. Well, I guess Icky is getting low whenever he does that. So maybe that's what he's trying to do. He obviously wants a blade beat.
Yeah, that's his game plan every time.
Yeah. Which means he's gonna smack it and then immediately strike on that side. So let's see what Iggy does here. Spicy's feet are already shit right now. There
Yeah,
he
they're
goes.
so
He,
planted.
he adjusted it a little bit, but yeah. So Iggy comes on this side.
And I think
And-
is he wearing greaves?
He is.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I feel like that would just make your footwork worse. But
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
That was the worst final ever.
That's okay.
Womp womp.
We could probably do you guys want to do like a Q&A? If
Yeah.
anyone's got any questions. I think Shay posted something.
Yeah.
So when you fight against another red, how do you quickly gauge your opponent's experience? For me, I throw lots of small feints. Like I'll squeeze my sword kind of hard, see, and just the tip of my sword will twitch a little bit, and see if they react to that. If they do, that's a good sign to see they have some experience. Or also footwork feints, shifting your hips, shifting your legs, moving left and right. See if they follow you. If they let you move around them easily, they're a newbie. What about you
Damon.
guys?
You wanna go? Damon?
no, this.
You wanna go?
This is the same for me. I try to do a feint, see if they bait into it. If their guard's pretty static, then either I've watched them and they just don't ever fall for that, or they're pretty new.
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, like, one of the things is I feel like you can carry or you can tell the experience of a good red fighter too, and this is probably across any category of weapon. Is how they carry themselves, like how their stance, how like if they're really tight and kind of like stuck together, they're usually newer fighters or just not as experienced. When they're kind of loose and kind of fluid with their movement, not just overly jumpy, but just kind of fluid in how they move. They're not crossing their feet. That's usually a pretty good indicator of what they are. And throwing the feints, like the really short, I call them like safe shots, the ones that you have a very like low probability of getting your return and getting hit by, just to see what they do. If they freak the fuck out, then you're like, okay, cool. This person's obviously like gonna be, easy. If you throw the bait and they just kind of do a really simple like sidestep to block it, and it's just a real fluid action, you probably need to be a little more careful because they kind of are onto you. Talon says if he doesn't know their name, then that's all that matters. I agree.
That is a
Who are you?
All about the fame.
Never heard
All
of
about
you.
the fame.
It's that field presence.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. Is there anything else? Just the one from Shay? Okay, Shay, good. The best. Fox, you get to read them because you have
Sure,
the
yeah.
best
When
voice.
when learning red, what was the mistake you made most often? For me, it was putting my sword at tip high. I did it all the time, and I'd square myself. Just get stabbed by everything.
I can agree with that. I used to always get fucking stabbed.
I would say for me, it was, and this kind of was also a thing for me with Sword and Board too. It was thinking that learning a specific cool shot that I saw would make me a better fighter. And you could learn every shot that you've ever seen a good red fighter do. If you don't know why they're throwing it or the setup to throw it, like, I mean, there's videos that I've done of like spins, and on the video they look good. But it's not just me spinning. There's a very specific set of things that I'm doing to elicit a response to throw the spin. And not doing that is probably one of the biggest mistakes I made, like learning red. I would just throw cool shots and you just get eaten alive because you're just throwing them hoping that it's open when you do it instead of creating the opening. So
You mean I just can't throw a raindrop every single fight?
no, you can. I do it all the time.
Just do
That
it.
And I
was Crash
die.
last weekend. He did that every single fight.
Just do
He
it.
lost every single fight.
What people don't get about that shot is it only is good on camera, and then they don't catch it on camera the 100 other times you try to do it and get bodied by it.
Yeah, you get bodied by it.
Like,
So and we got one from Diz, who's from Lakeland. Recommendations on how to set up your opponent for a good stab without being obvious about it. I usually just keep walking left. If they keep their feet with me, then I know that they're conscious about having squared. But if they don't, then it's easy stab. Easy stab. Who are you guys?
I'm the worst person to ask about stabbing because I am absolutely horrible at it. But I'll generally try to either feint them or tap their tip so I can just open it up.
I'll tap your tip.
Ooh.
I mean,
Oh,
I would say for
please.
like, it depends on like what kind of like setup you have. I guess like what kind of stab you're wanting. Like, for me, my favorite stab to throw is bait them with like a really hard sell to the, I guess it would be my right side, their left side shoulder. You sell that shot and you pull it in, and then you stab them. Aside from that, their feet. You just want to watch where their feet are at, get them to move like going around them, moving left. If they don't have good footwork, they're going to get to a point where they step to counter your step, and they're going to plant their feet, and they're going to be squared in front of you, and that's when you stab them.
All right, we got Talons asking, who has your number when fighting? I get absolutely dumpstered by Sir Picnic Red vs. Red. I think I've won 3 fights. What about
Damon?
you guys?
I know the last few times I fought Talon, he's got me pretty good. After Bloody Downs, though, I'm going to have to start fighting Kano because he jumped me, and that boy never uses red, so I don't know.
I refused to let him beat me. I was like, you haven't been fighting for like 5 fucking years.
I don't
give a
even
fuck
know
if
what
my
happened. I just died.
I don't care if my shoulder falls the fuck off. Like, I would say Blade Master Dozer, definitely. Blade Master Squire Dozer,
Yeah.
definitely. He has been the bane of my existence in multiple finals of tournaments, and it's just he has a very solid technical style, which kind of counteracts a little bit of my like fancier flair in it. And over the years, I've kind of tried to adopt my stuff to be able to fight him. Because me and him don't spar. We never spar because it's almost like a, I'll see you like in the red tournament kind of deal. I don't want him to know what I'm gonna do, and he probably doesn't want me to do it either. And then I get to the finals and just get like stabbed the fuck out of. And it's he's always just had my number in a tournament. I don't really get to fight him as much as I would like to, but
Mhm.
definitely the one for sure.
Yeah, I think it was Orc Wars. I think we simoed at least 7 times in a row, and it wasn't until he threw like a flying stab into my chest is when he finally beat me, and then cleared the rest of the entire tournament.
He stabbed me, and I knew what the fuck he was doing because
Yeah.
I went into the
Those were sweet.
tournament and I had a 5.5, but it was a little longer. Like it was like 1 inch longer, and everybody was like, "It's 1 inch longer. You can't use it." And I was like, "Fine, fuck it. I'll use a 5 foot." So I used my 5 foot, and I get to the finals, and Dozer was like, "Is that 5 or 5.5?" And I was like, "It doesn't fucking matter." And I was like, "It's a 5," and he just like perfectly knew how to set me up to take advantage of that 6 inches of range,
Yeah.
which
Mhm.
100% makes a difference at the high end of red fighting.
Yeah.
And he stabbed me 2 times in a row. I knew it was coming. I knew what he was trying to set up, and it was just perfectly executed. So yeah, Dozer, hats off to him.
Yeah, no, that-
fantastic guy, fantastic fighter.
The Iron Grin stabs are good.
They dirty.
Dirty.
All right, we got from Kit. What was your favorite tournament win? So mine was my War God tournament against Sir Collister. That was a crazy fight. That was so tough. I was buckler and 5 foot with armor, and he was sword and board, but he also had a min red and a javelin. That was tough. What about you guys?
My favorite sword and board at the time was probably Winter War forever ago, where I ended up beating we weren't thinking about it. But probably second best is probably the 2-time or the 2-man championship with Arden
Yeah.
down in Florida. That was really good tournaments down there that one time.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
Damon had to carry me through the first round because I totally ate shit the first round.
No. Sorry, Jonathan, you made us come back.
I was like, I gotta pick it up. I was like, Damon's making me look bad. No, mine's probably this one's tough. I guess if
Yeah,
it
you've
came,
won a lot of them.
well, are we going for fun or the most I'm proud of is the
It
question.
says your favorite.
My favorite. Honestly, my favorite was recently at Bloody Downs. I blew my shoulder out in the pole red, which I won that, and then went to fight in the short red, and I was just like, "Fuck it," because everybody's like, "Go sit down. You're gonna hurt yourself. You're already hurt. Don't fight in these tournaments." And I was like, "No, I'm already broken. So let's go all out. Tear the arm off." And I entered it, and I took a min red, and I was just gonna fight left-handed to just dick around. Ended up getting to the finals, and I was like, I need to actually get a real weapon, or Damon and Kano are gonna body me. Ended up winning it, but just getting to the finals with just left-handed, like red, it was a fun just kind of thing. The caliber of fighters there probably weren't like my favorite as far as like skill goes, but it's still like it's hard to do red with one hand. You know what I mean? Like doesn't matter what you're doing, but it was fun, and I don't know. It's probably the most recent. That's good.
And now we got one from Apprentice Interview. Probably pronouncing that wrong. But, kind of like Talon's question, which Blade Master do you find hardest to fight and why? I guess specifically Blade Masters. I have a tough time with Fane. He's a big man. Big, long arms.
Have you seen his hands?
Ready and lefty. Easy.
Have you seen his hands?
He's got
They're
big
massive.
hands.
They're giant.
Yeah.
They're not real hands. They're
No,
like
no, they're huge.
They're like if you took the hands of like a giant, cut them off, and surgically implanted it onto a human's body. Like that's his hands.
His hands are huge.
Bro, go shake his hand. He's gonna go
Yeah, I'll break them.
like straight up.
Yeah, Ragefire and I are out over here with the Tiny Hand Club.
You
Like,
guys can't even eat. You can't even eat Whoppers. Like
no. And that GIF he posted on the Brotherhood of Red with him doing that one-hand block, hitting Bolvar. Ooh,
Yeah.
yep.
that was so good.
I would say probably mine is still. I mean, like honestly, every Blade Master is always a tough fight, but again, it's just Dozer's just one of those. His style just is very good against like what I normally like fight like. So it's definitely him.
I think of count as Blade Master, it's probably a Vias. He we fight and I don't even know what happened. I just know
That man
I'm dead.
disappears during
Yeah.
fights.
A Vias, he
House of
just
smoke and mirrors.
yeah, he's-
Exactly, man. He fucking shadow clone to shit, like substitute jutsu. Oof.
Yeah, so I'm always watching videos of a Vias fighting.
Nah, when he posts a video, I smile
Yeah.
every time.
I really want to see him fight in more red tournaments. I know that's really not his thing, and I totally respect it. But I don't know. Like I feel like not
He'd smoke
like
us.
do what?
He'd smoke us.
I think that if he did more red tournaments, he would actually like get really high into like that level, like that kind of fighting.
Yeah.
He's like I always like consider Avias like god tier like field fighter. Like
Oh yeah.
you watch him just fight on a line of people, and he will just murder like 15 in a row, just like doing his stuff. So I would love to see him fight more tournaments, but always good to see him.
We got another one from Shay. As Red Fighters, was there a point you reached a plateau? If so, how did you adjust and adapt to push past it? For me, it was footwork. Maybe like 4 or 5 years in, I'd realized that I had just been putting my heels in the ground and just walking normal every time. Dozer told me to put my heels up and put my toes in the ground, and just basically fight on stilts, and that dramatically changed my fighting in a good way.
Damon?
Yeah, I think I'm actually kind of reaching a plateau now. So I've been trying to adjust footwork, work on stabs, a lot of pel work. I'm starting to do more of. So just keep hammering at it till it feels more fluid, where I feel less clunky when I fight. I feel like I'll improve after I get out of this funk.
Yeah, getting out of the clunky into the smooth,
Yeah.
that feels so good.
There's always a point, and I think it's kind of a beautiful thing, really, is when you get to the point of red fighting where you're good, but you're not like great. Not to say that
Yeah.
Damon isn't a great red fighter. I'm just saying like plateaus in general are just like you get to a point, and you usually hit multiple plateaus where you're like good going into great, and then something clicks and things start making a little more sense, and you just things start working.
Yeah.
And then you get to another one where you're like great, but you're just not pulling out those like final tournament wins against like the top in the game. It's when it just takes time to like kind of hammer through it and let it click. I would say like for me, plateaus. My main thing was before I moved to Florida, I was the worst. I hated fighting reds. I still hate fighting reds if I'm being completely honest with you. I would much rather fight a sword and border. I know that's like taboo and witchcraft, but I would much rather fight a sword and border because I grew up in Albion with sons, and that was everybody uses shields and stuff.
Yeah.
So it just kind of taught me that's how my style was. I moved to Florida, and everybody's running around with these big fuck off swords, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Like, what do I do against this? That was my plateau, was learning, having to like adjust and learn that red fighting is not just against sword and shields. You got to learn to fight everything, and it just takes practice, just like hammering at it. But
I think we'll do a few more questions. We're 30 over.
Yeah. We got another one from Envu. What red fighters do you enjoy spectating for their style or flair? Avias, 100%. And Ragefire.
Yeah. Avias and Ragefire.
I'm gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. Watch those guys work,
Yeah.
and you just eat their popcorn.
Avias
Avias
has
is-
the flow and Rage has the power. It's beautiful, actually.
Actually, I will say, it's kind of a plug. Watching Bacon in Four Horsemen, there's always one guy who just gets put in the ground by her.
Good.
And that's always so fun to watch.
Good. Good.
And then Grim said, as red fighters, what is the hardest fight? Red versus sword and board, etc. For me, I have trouble against sword and board. I'm pretty short, so the shoulder isn't always available for me. And I honestly just hate doing the hit the shield until they die. I always try to hit them not in the shield, and that's been my issue. What about you guys?
Since I fight Red versus Sword and Board all the time because Albion and Sons of Terra.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest for me is probably the Dozer Shield Red fights. That's just one of the things I hate fighting against. So, even though on the field majority of the time I'm doing it too, it's just it's just a pain in the butt to try to get around that lane.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with Damon there. It's probably a red v red with a buckler is probably the hardest fight, just because again I learned red against some of the top sword and borders, so it's kind of naturally for me to be like, cool, I can handle the boards, but the reds and then you put on top of a buckler, it's pretty challenging.
You gotta pump towards the sword side, take a step towards your left, and double leg them.
Yeah.
That's the easy, cleanest way to kill them.
Yep, I've kind of found that.
Don't
They
do that
gotta-
on me though.
Well, like from
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
well, like the way I look at it, it's like if you got a buckler, like the Dozer style buckler, you're obviously wanting to fight down a single lane. So from an opponent's perspective, you should kind of expect them to do the same, and you should be able to kind of expect blocks. But that's when the mental chess starts happening. It's like, oh well, yeah, you're the person that's doing that obviously knows what you're trying to do too, because that's the whole game plan of it.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty fun fight.
And then you have Bacon with the lefty buckler, lefty fighting, and you're like, I don't know what to do with this.
That should be banned. Ban it now.
All right, I think it will be our last question from Shay in total.
Yeah.
When did you decide that Redwoods are main? Honestly, day one. Serva made a not even red. It was on PVC with Poodle with a sock on it. He's like, hey, man, it's like 44 inches. This is your red. I was like, got it. Went to my first event, bought a min red from Gorg. Been there since.
I think mine was Rag. The Suns, we've always had a ton of sword and board and not very many supports. So I really wanted to swap to a red. Yeah, I've been in love with it ever since.
I can tell you my exact moment that I decided that I wanted to do red. I had came back from
The
Ides of
Chosen?
March, the Chosen, from day one. That's not me. It's my brother Jonathan. But yeah, like I went to Ides of March, and this was probably like 9 years ago. And I remember watching Evias fight, and I talked to him, and he kind of like showed me some things, and I kind of watched him do that. And I came back, and I was like, cool, Minred. This was back before we had carbon poles. Like this was when we had band shop poles.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds like pre-band shop.
That is band shop time when you're getting hit with those things. You're not skirmishing with an 8-foot pole. You need to have somebody beside you to protect you.
Yeah, you get one swing per minute.
Right, 5-foot reds were just heavy. Like you didn't use a 5-foot. You didn't use a 5.5. It was either a min red or usually something a little bit longer for the most part. And so the only way you could skirmish people was with a min red. So that's what I picked up. By watching like Evias and I think at the time some other people around. But I remember going to my local practice and there was a guy that had a tower shield. It was just the dude was already like 6'5", so he was huge. And he had tower shield, sword and board. And I had a back shield. I don't even think I had a back shield. I may have just had the red. But I came running up, and I like hit his shield, and just pulled up into a block, which he immediately threw to that side, caught the block, and then just sidestepped and chopped him in the hip. And then when I tell you, it's like the best feeling in the world to land a shot like that. That's just deep, like clean. It's not like a tap. Just like cleave them in half with a real sword. It just kind of like I don't know. It was just that get that dog in you. You gotta.
Yeah, no, that fire in you.
It's good.
It's good.
That's mine.
Well, cool deal.
All right,
I think that'll wrap us up. We'll probably try to pull someone in as a guest speaker in 2 weeks. So we'll make a bunch of posts and anything like that. Do you want to have anything to say before we dip out?
Hey, I had a great time. This is great. Let's keep doing it.
Yeah, thanks for everybody that came out and sat around for over almost 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Listen to us talk shop.
I'm sorry we didn't get your 200, but we got about 20 to
Oh.
25 the whole time.
Well, to be clear, I'm done. Like,
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
This is my last one. But
Ah, I see. I see.
I
I'm
wish
gonna
you guys
damn
the
it,
best.
All right.
No, it was very good.
Well, we appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all
Yeah,
next
thank you
time.
guys. See you.
We'll post next stream.
Yeah, for sure.